Welcome back to the channel. I'm YoMoBoYo, and today we're going to do something special, something we've never done on this channel. We're going to chase down some inspiration. You see, all forms of inspiration only come from our personal experience. We're always experiencing, always perceiving the world around us, and inspiration comes from a wide range of those experiences. Sometimes it can come from something as small as a word or a color, and other times it can come from more direct sources. And today we're going for the direct bullseye. We are going to look at master builder Krobar01. Now, you may not have heard of Krobar01, but that is because he plays on 2B2T. You know, the server full of hackers hoping to grief any build? Yeah, that one. In fact, I showed his build as an example in my first video, outbuilding griefers in Minecraft. One of the great things about his builds is that they all had a world download taken and are offered for anyone to explore on thearchive.world. To start off, let me give you some context. Krobar joined 2B2T on January 20th, 2017, posting his first build 15 days later, which means he gathered the materials, got 70,000 blocks out, and built this insane creation in under 15 days. Now, let's drop the history stuff. There's enough of those videos, and let's look at the builds. The first thing I noticed is these protruding spikes. Krobar himself once commented that alien design inspired this build. Likewise, we're going to borrow some of that inspiration that he got from that alien design. According to YouTuber Thanata Craft, Krobar freeformed this build. There was no structure made in creative beforehand, no template, no plan. It was made by hand, in survival, and that is not easy. Just look how he uses stairs! He grants an almost beyond Minecraft effect. It is so unorthodox and I love it. Even how he indents the building, it gives it a certain amount of uniqueness and character and depth. Krobar is a master of detailing. Top of that, look at the block choices. I would have never thought to incorporate sandstone and stone brick together like this. Paradoxically, sometimes limitations can actually cause inspiration. Since 2B2T is still in version 12.2.2, he doesn't have all of the same blocks we have to work with. I wonder if that helped inspire him to use these blocks in this way. In this area, Krobar would finish 5 builds, naming it Follytonvilleshire. My favorite is this stone tree. The decor on this thing is insane. Just look how he uses stairs and slabs to silhouette the portal behind. It even looks great from the inside! Look at the roofing! These corner roofs are crazy, but they work perfectly. I mean, even look at this one. I love these winged overhangs. I cannot stress how important unique roofs are to a build, and Krobar is a master example. Not to mention his use of water within the build. It gives it life and movement. I really feel like I've stumbled across a living, breathing build. But as happens to all living and breathing things on 2B2T, Follytonvilleshire was griefed by Jared2013. Weirdly, as I was getting ready to record, Jared2013 logged onto the archive and had a pleasant conversation with another player. I had expected venom and toxicity, but it goes to show you that we may too often villainize and demonize other people. But back to Krobar. Krobar built Follytonvilleshire in under 2 months. His next project took him over 6 months, and the time used paid off. Let me show you. If you ever get griefed because you are too close to spawn, one good option is to go 80,000 blocks into the end. The void becomes your personal moat. It is here where Krobar built his Endcursion. Oh, look at this thing. The organic build is magnificent. Up here is Cthulhu, down here is the mighty 2B2T army, and this guy's name is Bob. Hi, Bob. I absolutely love the purple ripples through the sky. That is so clever. It looks like Cthulhu is coming out of an alternate universe. I guess that counts as the back of a build. But this is only one small part of his end base. You see, he has an armada of airships coming to fight Cthulhu. Well, I was amazed by Follytonvilleshire. The detail on this build is breathtaking. I mean, come on, look at those sails. Each one of the 4 airships are completely unique, following the same patterns but never the same boat. And look at these giant propellers. Those round angles are tasty. Even his airships have roofs. And buildings on airships with roofs? I mean, this is how important roofing is to building. But not only is the exterior beautiful, but the interior as well. I can't transfer villagers 50 blocks. He did it 80,000 blocks? And if we go out here, we get a view of the next part. That's right, I saved the best for last. Krobar built his own end city, his version of an end city. It's so large that it has its own suburbs. With these suburbs, Krobar aptly reflected reality because these buildings remind us of how suburban buildings differ from the skyscrapers we see in cities today. In total, Krobar created 7 unique skyscrapers that tower over the paths beneath. Each skyscraper is unique in design and color. And you know I'm going to talk about these roofs. These roofs are called an onion dome simply because they taper off like an onion. I've never seen them built like this in Minecraft. They're a Russian design, and they are usually repurposed churches, if not still churches today. But not only did he include these skyscrapers, he included the wooden buildings below. I don't know how, but the wood works so well with the skyscrapers above. This city has some variety while maintaining consistency, and it is the exact inspiration we are looking for. And let's take a second to appreciate these paths. Coating the island with mixed dirt blocks and the wood pathing gives this city some history. It feels like it's been walked on, built upon, like every populace we've seen before, a lively build. But again, Jared 2013 griefed this base. He even recorded it, and I'll leave a link in the description. But Krobar didn't seem too bothered by the grief, because this next base was created with Jared 2013. Now, I don't know any of these players personally. I'm not a 2b2t player. I am not part of the community. For all I know, Krobar and Jared griefed Follytonvilleshire and the Endcursion together. That being said, welcome to Whitehaven. Surrounded by farmland and cottages, this fairy tale-esque city center was built upon a shattered savanna plateau. In total, there were 12 builders led by Krobar. Their names are all in the description. Now, I have a problem. I don't know where to start. Between the 12 builders, I don't know which builds are whose, and it is massive. Here's a screenshot from the air. Where do I start? Okay, let's start with what I know. This was built by _Gaigo. This by Yarnamite. Banana on 2b2t. Lunchkatsu. This is a polar bear. This looks like Krobar's keep. And this was built by Jared 2013. Oh, that's a good place to start. Jared's clock tower has 7 faces on it, and none of them are set to the same time. And there's this cheeky cuckoo bird. While Jared is known mainly for his griefing, Jared can build. This group of builders led by Krobar created this base in under a year, but for 4 months of it, Krobar built alone, and we have seen what he can do with limited time. This place is so expansive that I had to drastically lower my render chunks to even have moderately good FPS. Not only is it that massive, but there's innate detailing everywhere. It's so difficult to communicate the scale of this build. I mean, every one of those birch fences was placed in survival Minecraft. Even look at these curling ligatures. Not only are they difficult to make, they're really difficult to make at that 45-degree angle. Krobar uses walls to give the appearance of support for the city center. It fits perfectly into that mountain, and it is beautifully detailed. From walls to support beams to bridges, this styling stays consistent through the entire build. And if you were sick of roof talk, it sucks to be you because Krobar's team uses every kind of roof possible. Some rounded, some pointed. If there's a roofing style, they use it. This is how important good roofing is for a build. Another thing that Krobar does really well, and I've noticed this throughout all of the builds, is that he always has a story behind his build. Just by adding this observatory, it adds a background story to those who could have lived here, or even the surrounding farmland. You can see technology starting to develop in this society. Krobar's backstories is what I truly find inspiring. It is why his builds are so lively. If you were to visit Whitehaven right now on 2b2t, you would be greeted by withers named the Whitehaven Guards. You see, the cords for the base were leaked, and the 12 members griefed their own base before anyone else could. But that's just the way it goes on 2b2t. When chasing inspiration, Krobar is an excellent source. The backstories he places behind his builds is something that I personally want to emulate. Even the variety of his roofing tells a story about the lore of the people who used to live there. Not to mention detailing every little aspect. Krobar has created many other builds on 2b2t, and you can check them out on the archive. The hard thing about 2b2t is that we can never see the builds until they are discovered. Until then, we only get what Krobar posts on Reddit. If you want to support him, give him some upvotes. As a closing gift, Krobar posted this render of his latest build, and I can't wait to explore it. I messaged him the same and wished him the best. He's a nice guy. Anyway, thank you all for watching. Please subscribe and like. I'd really appreciate it. Goodbye for now.